Last week, when news that Caribbean Airlines and Jamaica Public Service had plans to lay off workers, everyone was very concerned. Unemployment is one of the main challenges we face as a society. But with a changing world, shrinking economies, and organizations being forced to be more cost efficient in their operations, downsizing and layoffs seems inevitable. Should we as individuals therefore broaden our horizons and perspectives when contemplating our living and earning options? I'm Herman Green, and today we tackle the matter of unemployment and the options available to empower Jamaicans, not just for employment in Jamaica, but in a global market. Call your friends, your high school graduates, your brethren upon the corner. This is Matters Arising on JNN. We hear the cries every day, not now gone, university graduates unable to find employment, and just a general feel of desperation. We can't accept that this hopelessness is the future of Jamaica, so Matters Arising decided to probe into the options that are out there. We found that there are opportunities available with programs and systems to provide support. There are no quick fixes, but there are options. Now, let's first look at some of the problems that stop some of us from being employed. We visited the University of Technology and spoke with Dr. Rosalie Hamilton, Professor on Entrepreneurship and Development, to hear her professional view of this problem in Jamaica.
Major problem is inadequate capacity. The data tells us that more than 70% of our labor force have not passed exams. It's a telling piece of statistic because increasingly the demands of the global environment is such that you have to be on the cutting edge and you have to be able to use high-tech technologies and information and access to information. You have to know how to use the computers, go on the internet and so on as part of your job.
Lack of training is a major stumbling block for many Jamaicans. Now, I know a large number of university graduates will disagree because they too are affected and frustrated with the apparent lack of opportunities. We will address it on that level shortly. But let's start with this level, with individuals who are simply not sufficiently qualified or trained to be employed. For almost 3 decades, Jamaica has had a national training program that is available to all Jamaicans. This training program provides practical hands-on training in a variety of professional fields such as construction or entertainment. The institution, the Heart Trust NTA. Heart Trust was established in 1983 with the sole mission of training Jamaicans for employment. In addition to providing courses in some 500 different areas, the Level 1 training is free.
All right, there are several different modalities of getting involved with the Heart programs. First of all, we have officers that go out to several different communities for that they have career fairs, they have things that churches ask us to come to, or some of the government agencies ask us to be a part of career fairs. So the officers will go to that. We have the Montego Bay office, you have the St. Anne's Bay office, you have the Kingston office at Ripon Road, and you have the Mandeville office.
Regional offices, she explained, are further supported by sub-offices in Savlamar, Spanish Town, Maypen, and a number of other parish capitals island-wide, which makes this national training program available to everybody, everywhere across the island. Now, what are the programs that are offered through Heart? In speaking with Dr. Hayle, we came to realize that Heart has a training program to prepare workers for almost any field that you could possibly be interested in.
Heart has a myriad of programs, but what we're trying to do is align our programs with the 2030 vision, and there are 9 sectors within the 2030 vision. We have agriculture, tourism, sports, creative industries, mining and quarrying, manufacturing, hospitality, and the Runway Bay program. And of course, there is now beauty services, which was cosmetology, beauty services, spa management, agriculture, construction, engineering at NTA, welding at Breadnut Valley, garments, where we're doing a lot with the creative industries and fashion, and as well as there is Stony Hill Trading Services. Those are the big ones. And then we have a number of satellite centers that support the work that the bigger ones do, and they specialize in other areas, automotive, aviation. Oh, there's so many.
The point that we're making here is there is no reason that any Jamaican should be untrained or without a skill. If you have an interest in any field, for instance, construction, the first step is to be officially trained, then you can take it to the world, literally. After this break, we'll delve into the opportunities that are already open to skilled workers in numerous fields throughout the Caribbean. Stay with us. Matters Arising will be right back. Welcome back to Matters Arising. If you're just joining us, today's matter is the issue of unemployment. This time, however, we're looking at ways in which Jamaicans can empower themselves and so broaden their earning options and power. We looked at the level of individuals who are untrained, those without a skill, and we've identified or reminded this group that the almost 30 years running Heart Trust NTA provides training for all Jamaicans. If you don't have a skill, go talk to them, get a skill. Okay, after we get a skill, what opportunities are now available? Already I can hear the cries. No jobs are available in Jamaica. People are getting laid off every day. Listen, gone are the days of seeking jobs in your hometown or in your current parish, or even in your own country. We have heard of the CARICOM Single Market Economy, CSME, for years, right? This allows skilled workers to move freely throughout CARICOM. Well, it's time to explore and make this work for you. We spoke to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Kenneth Barr, and he reminded us that the CSME has been available to us for almost 50 years.
In the 60s, this is when it happened. Jamaica was a growing country. We were one of the highest growing economies of the world. Bauxite, sugar, tourism, bananas were all performing and growing year by year. And there was a lot of manufacturing under the leadership of the then Minister of Industry and Commerce, which was really exceptional. So Jamaica was prepared. Whereas Jamaica exports to the Caribbean exceeded our imports before CARIFTA. Once we joined CARIFTA, over the years, progressively, except for about 9 years over that period of time up until now, we experienced a negative balance in trading with the Caribbean.
So, according to the CSME agreement, trained, as in hard trained, and certified individuals are allowed to move freely, that is without a work permit, to any CARICOM member country to work.
The membership in CARICOM, in CARIFTA, that has progressed through to become CARICOM, the Caribbean Single Market, but also the CSME, which is further down the road. But that participation is helping us to overcome some of the disadvantages that we have.
The fact of the matter is that this freedom of movement has been available to us Jamaicans for years, once we have the training and the certification, that is. We know that the training is available. Now let's look at how we go about getting the certification that is needed to make CARICOM serve us.
Heart does the delivery. We actually train you, and we link with the school system to make sure that you get all of the skills that you need at an international level. We're working with CXC as well, because you will find now that your SBAs come September will also translate into CVQJ. Now the CVQJ is the vehicle that CARICOM is using to allow us to move from one country to the other. And it is the certification piece. That's where NCTVET comes in. So HEART, as a national training agency, we coordinate all of the training in Jamaica, whether it is training in schools, or it's training by the providers, or it's training by us. We coordinate all training, and NCTVET, our sister arm, they coordinate the certification and accreditation of the programs. And the two together will allow you to be able to work through the region with your CVQs.
Okay, so let's look at a particular professional field. For example, construction. We asked Dr. Hayle to walk us through how HEART and the NCTVET can help an individual who has an interest in that career path to utilize CARICOM and the CSME.
Construction is a very good one to start with, because within the field of, let's say, masonry, for example, if my memory serves me correctly, there are, say, 36 units that you would have to complete, units of training that you'd have to complete, which would include math and English. But don't worry, math and English related to your particular level of learning that you complete in order to be certified as a mason. But within that category, within about 4 to 7 clusters of units. Those are put together in what's called job-related areas. So you may have somebody who can render. They can actually assess what you have done in that area, and you will get what you call a certificate of job-related competencies. You are not certified as a mason. You're on your way to being a mason, but you will get a certificate that will tell us that you are a competent renderer. And then you move, after you've got your qualification, your NVQJ qualification as a mason, which is the National Vocational Qualification of Jamaica, as a mason, we can also then give you an equivalent qualification, which is the CVQ, the Caribbean Vocational Qualification, and that is a critical one as well, because that allows you to move throughout the Caribbean. That is what CARICOM is pushing for.
This idea of utilizing opportunities within CARICOM is not new, and we are not saying it's by any means easy. Over the years, the relationship between Jamaica and other countries in the Caribbean have had some rough times. We have had issues between ourselves and Trinidad and Tobago, and even recently, serious issues between Barbados and Jamaica have come up.
Yeah, Jamaica has been more than forthright and foremost in implementing all the measures to fulfill our obligations within the Caribbean single market and economy, especially in respect of the movement of skills, of persons. The CARICOM is to become a single space. The Caribbean single market is a single domestic space, which requires the free movement of labor, the free movement of capital, the free movement of services and skills. And if there is any obstruction to that, then obviously it is not working efficiently.
In light of these and other problems between ourselves and other CARICOM countries, we decided to assess the record of the number of Jamaicans who have entered other countries